it's really a mindset thing, where just because we're living in a third world country doesn't mean that we're not better, if not more skilled than other people.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Design Life Show, a personal talk about design, UX, life, business, and anything under the sun. It's me, Jake Rice, and welcome to the episode number 4. Today, I'm with Karl, a digital marketer from Iloilo City, Philippines. He's been freelancing for 6 years now, and he's currently the co-founder of Amazing Nomads. He currently works remotely for a couple of US startups, while side hustling his way to financial freedom. I'm super excited to talk with him, so without further ado, I hope you enjoy this episode. Hey Karl, welcome to the show.
Hey Jay, thanks for the amazing intro, and I'm really looking forward to sharing some insights and how you can get started as well to freelance and all that stuff.
Great. So first of all, where are you right now?
Currently in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. As you said, we just started our new project, and this will be our first HQ, so to say, and we're looking forward to staying here for a few more weeks.
Wow, that's nice. By the way, Karl, before we proceed on our conversation, I just like to briefly discuss this episode for our listeners. So, to those who are listening, in this episode, we will ask Karl to know more about his freelance and a digital nomad lifestyle, how he started freelancing, get some useful and interesting freelancing tips from his own experience, and their latest project. Alright guys, this is exciting. Their current project is to teach Filipinos on how to be a digital nomads. Is that right? So make sure to stick around until the end of this episode. Karl, once again, thank you so much and glad to have you on the show.
Awesome. Thanks, Jay.
Yes. Would you mind if you introduce yourself to our awesome listeners?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Karl Marty Balingit. I am from Iloilo City, Philippines. I'm 26 years old and I've been freelancing for around 6 years now. Currently, I'm into digital marketing and I also do community management for a couple of startups in the US.
So right now you're on Malaysia, right? So kamusta naman dyan?
Okay lang. It's my first time here actually in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So far, it's been amazing. I'm traveling with my friend Mike and Dre, who's a photographer / videographer, and Mike is our UI UX designer. So all of our skills sort of complement, and we're working on this project together.
Yeah, I saw the episode 1 of your blog, so it's really amazing. So cool. So to those who are listening, you've been freelancing for almost 6 years now, or more or less. So how do you start on this industry, and can you talk more about it?
Sure. So probably best to go all the way back to the beginning. When I graduated college around 2011, and after a month after that, I got my first office job. It was for a local outsourcing firm, which at the time, basically they get clients from outside the Philippines, and then they gather a team of designers, developers, writers, and all that stuff. So I started as a content writer. That was my first real job after college, and then I moved into SEO and then became a project manager. So that job lasted for 6 months, and within those 6 months, I immediately realized that it's just not how I want to work and build my career. Working the 9 to 5. It was a Monday to Saturday shift, and I just wasn't happy. So, but I'm still thankful for that job because I got started into freelancing because of that. I realized that there's so much opportunities online, and so after 6 months, I got my first client online, which was through a job site called EasyOutsource.com. I'm not sure if you've probably heard of it. It's one of the popular job sites in the Philippines. And I started freelancing as a content writer. So I was writing articles for a niche blog, which was like back pain and wedding blogs. And that's basically how I got started.
Cool. So personally, I've known you on your, I think you started a FOMO list, right?
Right.
Is that
That was another side project that I
yeah,
did.
there's a it's a side project you have. So uh you're writing content for businesses or inspirations like that. So how what is the difference between office job and the freelancing career
But
for
for
you?
me, one of the main things
Yeah.
was controlling your time
Mm-hmm.
and not being set to a fixed schedule every day.
Yeah.
Um, you know, I I work best. Personally, I work best when that creativity strikes, and then I get motivated to work, and when I'm not forced, to do something just because I have to. That was the main thing first, having a freedom to work when you want and where you want, and but of course you have to be disciplined as well. There's so many temptations that you could just do while freelancing. You could just hang out and chill and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, you want to do meaningful work, and you want to spend time when needed with your loved ones, and whatever you want to do.
Since you mentioned the distraction, so most of the Filipino creative professionals go through on that situation. It's hard to be tempted or
For
not to be
sure.
tempted on the distractions. How do you handle that, or and to stay productive?
Yeah, to be honest, early in my freelancing
Yeah.
career, I wasn't so good at being as productive as I could be. Working and not being, watched over and all that stuff. You could easily, browse YouTube videos, check out Facebook and all the other social networks,
Netflix.
and yeah, all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
So back then, yeah, I wasn't the best at that. But recently, how I've handled that is just sticking to a schedule and eliminating distractions. So it could be as easy as putting your phone on airplane mode so that you don't get notifications. You could block sites and all that stuff. But for me, it's just setting a time for work, just for work. So, for example, if I want to do a client work and then I also want to do a passion project, which is our side projects. So you could split your day into different parts. So, for example, you want to do 2 to 4 hours of client work in the morning, maybe have lunch, and then the rest of the afternoon you could do your passion project. That for me works best rather than doing different stuff throughout the day.
That's very practical advice for our listeners. Do do it what you feel so productive, or have a timeline for your works and
Right.
pleasure, of course. So the most interesting part, you're been a you're been a freelancer for 6 years. So you also a digital nomad. So how can you explain about more what is the digital nomad lifestyle?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
So before that, I got into being a digital nomad. I think around probably a couple of years ago,
Mm.
which is in the middle of my freelancing. I read this article by Peter Levels,
Mm.
which is one of the more famous digital nomad guys. He had this article where he created 12 startups in 12 months, basically, and then he was doing it while traveling the world. So that really inspired me, and um, back then I was sort of traveling on and off, working from different places. Maybe sometimes working where I was in Iloilo, working at home, working in cafes and all that stuff. So that's freelancing. The difference between being a digital nomad is basically you sort of travel while working, and it's more of a lifestyle where you're working online, but you're also trying to experience as much as you can by going to different places. Like for us right now, we'll be switching countries every month here in Asia, just to fully immerse ourselves in that digital nomad life and see what comes out of it.
Cool. So most of the Filipinos right now don't know digital nomad. So right now
Right.
they know now. So you're in Malaysia. So to those who don't know, how do you handle kasi most of the misconception ng mga Filipino, parang yung lifestyle na to is mahal
Right.
kasi you traveled you traveled always, and of course you need to have your budget then. So how you manage that?
First, we have to, well, we also explained this, that there's sort of prerequisites before you actually get started. It's not as easy, that you can just quit your job and go.
Yep.
We always recommend that you have at least, 3 to 6 months of savings just to be prepared. And then also before you actually do it, you you must have at least, already be have a client online, whether as a freelancer, whether you're working remotely for a local firm, or for brands or companies outside the Philippines, or you have your online business that you can operate wherever you are. That's basically the three options that you have um, before you get started.
So that's a wonderful tips for our listeners. It's very practical to say that you have to have a savings or a side hustle before you quit
Right.
your regular job. That's very nice. And
And also, I'd just like to
mhm,
add,
yes.
you have to, of course, be practical in choosing your locations.
Mm,
Like for us, we are only going to be going to visa-free countries, and to countries that aren't as expensive as compared to being in the Philippines. So, like if you're in Malaysia, like Thailand, Vietnam, and all those countries, I would say are pretty similar to the cost of living in the Philippines compared to going to Singapore or Europe and all the other stuff.
so with all the countries you've been through, what are the best country that you can probably say that uh, great?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I as if you're going for the digital nomad, journey, I would say Chiang Mai, Thailand is the best
Wow.
place I've been to so far. It is regarded as a digital nomad hotspot, and I got to experience that um, personally, and I truly believe that it's an awesome place for uh, to be a digital nomad. It has fast connection, good food, cheap cost of living. There's nothing really more you could ask for.
Yeah, I've personally followed you on Instagrams. Your photos are amazing. So
Thank you.
yeah, it's so cool. The content of your Instagram, and basically it's really inspiring din. Parang gusto ko na rin umalis dito sa Pinas. So
Oh, you
so
should, dude. You should
yeah.
join us
Yeah,
in
sure.
the near future.
Yeah, sure. We can. And so, can you give at least three most useful tips for those who like to start as soon as they want to start? Can you?
Sure.
Yeah.
If I had to boil it down to three
Mm-hmm.
tips or three steps, number one definitely is to build your skills first.
Mm-hmm.
You choose one skill that you want to master, and by master I mean just be good enough to start. 70 to 80% mastery for a skill is good enough to start creating results online. So that's the first step, is to build your skill. And what comes with building your skill, of course, is choosing a field, whether it's marketing, design, development, writing, copywriting, and all that stuff. So once you've chosen your skill and you've learned just that you're good enough to start, second is you build your portfolio and create case studies. So that's really important step before you actually find clients, like real paying clients. You build a portfolio and case study, because ultimately clients are looking for results, and it's way easier to to close a deal once you actually show results. And just a side tip on that as well is, you want to be as niche as possible when you start. If I could give a quick example on how you do that. So when I started digital marketing, I chose Facebook ads as my sort of skill that I wanted to master first before checking out other stuff. So when I started Facebook ads, I realized that there's so much you could do. There's Facebook ads for lead generation. There's Facebook ads for consultants, for coaching, gathering services, and all that stuff. So one tip that I experienced myself was, if you focus on one service, for example, you are a digital marketer that's specializes in Facebook ads for, let's say, dentist. You're good at generating leads for dental clinics wherever. So you gather this is still the second part of building your portfolio. You gather, let's say, 1 to 3 clients that are dentists, and you offer your services for free. You're only starting, so it's totally fine in exchange for your free services. And once you get results, you get an awesome case study, you get an awesome testimonial. You could put it on your site, and then you use that to market, which is part 3 of basically getting clients. And you could easily replicate what you did to get new clients that are in the same niche. Let's say you still focus on dentist, or you could go into healthcare or whatever related niche, and then you could branch out into other steps and use your framework basically that works. So that's how I would start if I would do it all over again.
Yep. So thank you so much for that. So most of the skills you already know is growth hacking, FB marketing, and advertising. You're also on community management, right?
Right.
So most of the clients you have is from US. So most of the Filipinos creatives is di sa totoo lang, to be honest, they're not really confident on showing their potential or uh, speaking on English on an English language. So how can you give them tips for that?
I think it's well, number one, it's really a mindset thing,
Mhm.
where just because we're living in a third world country doesn't mean that we're not better, if not more skilled than other people. In other, like in first world countries. That's why one of the first thing I realized,
Yep.
as I sort of got more and more, into getting more clients internationally. So really, it's just putting yourself out there. If you're not that confident, maybe doing calls or interacting, through calls and all that stuff, you could easily create an email intro to clients, or maybe ask a friend for referrals, and he could intro you, so you could just get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. If you have case studies and a portfolio, really the results will speak for itself. You could easily just email someone, hey, let's say you had an amazing campaign for a local gym. You email another gym, you say, hey, I gathered 30 more signups for this gym in the UK. I could easily do the same for you here in the US. You wanna check out my services? Just a simple email like that, that's super relevant and super helpful, will easily, land you better clients, compared to if you're just waiting and you're not really being proactive.
Thank you so much. You should probably always drink coffee too. Yeah,
Yeah,
lot of
coffee helps.
coffees. Yeah.
I wasn't actually a big coffee drinker early,
Mhm.
till last year only, when I
Yeah.
got more and more projects that I
Yes.
needed to work more and sleep less. So coffee helps.
So you work out before you go to work or
I try to, be as active as I can. Recently, I haven't been that active, but we've done a lot of walking while traveling, so I use it as an excuse. But ultimately, it really depends on you. Another thing that I've personally experienced is you can't really force something that's not in your it's not in your natural flow, so to say. Like if you're not a morning person, then you don't really have to force it. You just work best when you're productive, and if you like working out before you work, then just do what you gotta do. As long as you have as long as you produce results, basically.
Yep, that's really one of my struggles to working out. I try to run at least twice a week if I can, because there's a lot of errands
Right.
going on. Yeah, but it's definitely nice idea to just observe your natural flow, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
also it helps to have like a workout buddy or an accountability partner.
Yeah.
If you have a friend that's really into fitness, you could like create some sort of challenge where he has to do this and you have to work out, and you just work out whatever punishment or prize. that really helps, as I've done before.
Friendly competition. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's a nice idea. So, uh, now we need to talk about your latest project, the Amazing Nomad. So, can you
Awesome.
share more about it?
Yeah, so like I said, a couple of years ago, I've got into the digital nomad lifestyle. Not lifestyle, but the concept of it, and I got really interested. And so I've been working online and freelancing all these years, and I've been traveling on and off, but nothing really long term. It was sort of a mini vacation, just bringing your work with you while you enjoy. And it wasn't till recently where me and my friend Mike talked, where we're like, "Hey, you wanna travel together? Number one, to cut expenses, and because he also wants to do the same. Let's why not let's do long term travel around Asia and document everything. Just to keep ourselves accountable and to inspire others to do the same as well. If they want to do the same. So that's really the the inspiration of it. We just sort of talked about it and booked the ticket, and here we are now.
You have a perfect body because I saw your the videos. That's amazing, man. So, you also have a same shirt where
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that wasn't planned.
What was that?
That wasn't planned.
Yeah, that was fun. For me, it's fun. So, uh, for those who are listening, so you're offering free training for them, right? Or free course for them. Where they go?
Right. So you could basically we created like this free video training on how you can start becoming a digital nomad or just basically working online. You don't have to travel if you don't want to. It's just a good option for those who really want to experience that. That's one of the things we also mentioned in our training. But basically, you can just go to our site, amazingnomads.com, and there will be, right as soon as you land, there will be a get, my free training button where you could just enter your email and we'll email you the link to our free training, which we're about to release part one. We're talking now, second week of March, so it'll be part one will be released this week. I'm sure by the time this episode comes out, all the rest of the videos will be out as well.
All right, guys. So go to amazingnomads.com for more tips from our friend right here, Carl. So thank you so much, Carl, for accepting my invitation. I know you're busy, so thank
Oh
you
no,
very much.
pleasure is mine, dude. Thanks, and I'll be tuning into more episodes.
Yes, of course. I'm tuning in also to Amazing Nomads. I want to be Amazing Nomads too.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, for any last words for our listener, can you and invite them once again for your Amazing Nomads journey?
Oh yeah, so like I said, you could grab the free training on our website, amazingnomads.com. Check out we post regularly on Instagram for our, awesome photos by our photographer Dre, and we post weekly videos on Facebook, facebook.com/amazingnomads. We sort of do a weekly vlog, and we'll post other videos there as well that will be useful for freelancing/digital nomads.
Thank you so much, Carl. So, you're in Malaysia. So, where are you coming back?
We don't have plans yet.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
don't know
So,
exactly when we're gonna be back. Pero we'll be transferring to Bangkok, Thailand by
Bangkok.
April 1.
Mm.
And then doon naman kami for like a month and then transfer naman.
Nice. That was great. Thank you so much, bro. For those who are listening, just check their website. And to conclude this episode, I think one of the things you need to do is be prepared or have a plan to if you want to succeed on a particular venture or like freelancing, or if you want to go to be a digital nomads, you have to have a solid plan, right? So thank you for listening, and that's all, guys, and thank you again, Carl.
Awesome. Welcome and thanks as well, Jay.
Guys, thank you very much for listening. That's probably the last episode for this month, and I hope you enjoyed that episode with Carl and you find value from it. And you probably know that I've launched the donation page for the show. I need your help, guys. So if you like to support the show, you can go to jchristebes.com/donate. So there's tons of way to do that. You can share the message, you can share this and share to your friends, colleagues, family, and hopefully they will like the show and find value from it. I wish you all the best, guys, for this year and keep crushing it. Thank you very much for listening.